I tasted copper before I even hit the floor. My blood splattered across the white marble island I'd paid extra to have installed last year. Mom's diamond ring, the one Dad bought her with my college fund money, had split my eyebrow open. Dad still had my wrist twisted behind my back, pressing my face into the counter while my 9-year-old son, Zion, stood frozen in the hallway, clutching his Nintendo Switch like a shield. "You think you're too good to help your own brother now?" Mom screamed, her acrylic nails digging into my shoulder. "Because you got a little tech job in Charlotte, you forget who raised you?" My name is Jasmine Carter. I'm 35, a senior cybersecurity analyst making 6 figures. And this is how I took back everything they stole from me, including the roof over their heads. It started with a Venmo request at 2 a.m., $2,800 from my mother. Memo: Marcus rent again. Don't make me ask twice. Marcus, my 31-year-old brother, never held a job longer than 3 months. 6 baby mamas, still living in the basement of the house I grew up in. The house that was supposed to be mine when Grandma died. I ignored the request. Big mistake. They showed up the next afternoon without calling. Used the spare key I never took back because family is family. Mom marched straight to my kitchen, Dad right behind her carrying the same judgmental smirk he wore when I told them I was pregnant at 17. "You changed the Wi-Fi password?" Mom laughed, cold and sharp. "Real mature, Jasmine. I paid the bill," I said. "I can change whatever I want." That's when Dad grabbed me. Zion screamed, "Grandpa, stop." Mom blocked the hallway so he couldn't run to me. 5 minutes later, I was bleeding on my own floor while they sat on my couch demanding I send Marcus rent money or else. I looked at Zion's terrified face, and something inside me snapped into place. Cold, hard, final. "Get out," I said quietly. Dad stood up. "Excuse me?" I said get out of my house. Mom laughed again. "Your house?" "Baby, please." I didn't answer. I just took Zion's hand, walked to my bedroom, locked the door, and opened my laptop. See, 3 years ago, when Grandma died, my parents told me the house on Sycamore Lane went to them. "Because you already got your little IT job and don't need it." They lied. Grandma's will was ironclad. The house went into a trust. I was the sole beneficiary. Mom and Dad were allowed to live there rent-free, as long as they never put hands on me or Zion. They violated that clause the second Dad twisted my arm. I'd been quietly paying the property taxes, insurance, and mortgage. Yes, Grandma still had a small one, through an LLC for years. They never noticed the checks weren't coming from them. That night, while Zion slept beside me with tears still on his lashes, I did 3 things. 1. Filed an emergency protective order with photos of my split eyebrow and Zion's sworn statement. 2. Sent a certified 30-day notice to vacate to both my parents. Signed by me, the legal owner. 3. Changed every lock on Sycamore Lane remotely through the smart system I installed 2 years ago. They realized something was wrong when their key stopped working the next morning. Mom blew up my phone from 20 different numbers. Dad left voicemails threatening to whoop my ass properly this time. I didn't respond. 2 weeks later, Marcus called crying. Said Mom and Dad were making him sleep on the couch because Jasmine being evil. I blocked him too. The final day came exactly 30 days after the notice. I pulled up to the house on Sycamore Lane in my new Jeep, the one I bought after my last promotion. Zion sat in the passenger seat, holding a small potted plant he wanted to put on Grandma's old porch. The front yard, looked like a tornado hit it. Broken lawn chairs, trash bags. Dad's recliner sitting crooked on the curb. Mom spotted me first. She dropped the box in her hands and charged over, face twisted. "You evil little—" She raised her hand. This time I didn't flinch. "Touch me," I said calmly, "and you're going to jail before the sun sets." Dad came barreling out next. "You think you can just throw your own parents out on the street?" "No," I said. "I think the legal owner can evict tenants who assaulted her and violated a trust agreement." I held up the manila envelope, the one with the sheriff's seal on it. They went pale. Zion got out of the car, walked right past them, and placed his little plant on the porch steps. "This was Grandma's favorite spot," he said loudly. "She always said it belonged to people who knew how to love right." Mom started crying. Real tears this time. Dad just stared at the ground. Marcus never even showed up to help them move. I didn't gloat. I didn't need to. As the sheriff's deputy oversaw them loading the last of their things into a U-Haul, I stood on the porch, my porch, and took a picture. Posted it later that night with the caption, "Some people inherit houses. Some people inherit trauma. Today, I returned the trauma and kept the house." Then I changed the locks again, turned on the porch like Grandma loved, and took my son inside. The house on Sycamore Lane never felt more like home.